Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me? For those of you who are in there, thanks for joining. I do appreciate that. Nathan, what's up, man? Let's wait a little bit for a few more people, and then we're gonna go ahead and start going over this stuff. What you guys got going on? Did you see the MVIS is up a lot? Called that one. Also, that Fudu, it just really pumped up way too fast. The goal after 1 million is 2 million, obviously. I mean, I don't know, I might divest some after 1 million and buy some more real estate and then just do back to 1 million again. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. Hey, is the audio alright? Let me know, guys. Should be. I'm not really a technical person, but I'm trying my best. Good morning, afternoon. Good morning, evening, wherever you're at. Yes, that is right. Hey, Norman. Nice seeing you here. Sundial isn't letting up either, I know, but I was talking to somebody about those 420 stocks, and they're just getting pumped right now, I think, by the Wall Street bets, so it makes me nervous because it's tempting. Obviously it's tempting, but it makes me nervous. I'm usually more conservative when it comes to stock markets. Well, at least conservative when it comes to options. For the buy and hold, I mean, I do the 3x. You know what I mean? But those make me nervous, so I think ETFs are just better. I mean, because THCX or MJ, or there's some other ones out there. I think there's nothing wrong with that. Zach, I see what you did. I know. Huh? It's good, Chris. I'm just trying to get to 10,000. Sounds good to me. Shirt was fire? Huh? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. I just changed, actually. I just changed my... It's basically like my pajamas. Not really, though. I was going out with it today. I just put this one on. Thought it looked a little bit more chill. If that's what you mean, I don't know, man. Tilray, at the very least, has enough good news to be legit. I mean, they're all probably legit. That's the thing. But legit can also be overvalued. So I'm just a little bit nervous. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting some money into those, even if it's up 1,000%. There's nothing that says it can't go to 1,500%. So there's nothing with putting money in those. For me personally, I'm okay with waiting for a pullback because it's going to correct eventually. You know, even if it corrects at 2,000%, it's still going to correct. So I'm not really into the FOMO. I don't think that's a good idea. Not for me. But if you want to go in, well, like it's like the DraftKings one that we did in the Discord. So you know, I put $100 on it, and I think one contract was like $25. It was for the 75 call on the March 19th, I think. And for sure, I mean, it doesn't matter if we lose it. Oh yeah, you like my pink shirt? For sure. Pink is a cool color. Maybe I'll wear it. Maybe we can do the pajama trading next time. That could be a theme. Actually, I'm down. Or like a morning coffee. That's what I'm thinking, actually. I'm thinking about like theming this the morning brew or coffee hour with Zach. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not really very good at those creative type of things. I just kind of talk about how to make money and stuff. But SNDL tanking hard right now. Really, let me look. See, this is what I'm waiting for. Because we're literally just tanking hard. It's up 23% pre-market. Let me look at this chart. Oof. It's got some volume there. I don't know if you guys see this. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you can see this now. Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, see, that's what we're waiting for, because yeah, just imagine if, let's see when that started tanking. This hour. Yeah, this hour. But just imagine if we had bought that. Look, the 15-minute is on the red super trend. But this 4 hours not, then 1 day wouldn't be. Yeah. Sake time was that? Yeah, I know, right? No, I don't even drink sake much, but actually, like, literally at all, but I had that other night, but I don't really like it. Yeah, I'm in China, for sure. I'm definitely in China. For those of you who don't know, I've lived here for 10 years. I'm in Shanghai. It's really nice. I like it, but I'm moving back to the States all in good time. I was planning on going back a year ago, but then the COVID struck. You know, so I'm kind of just biding my time right now, waiting for everything to chill down, which it pretty much is chilling down. But I didn't really want to start this. Like, I have a nice office in the States, and I'm gonna deck it out for YouTube and just trading in general. It's gonna be really cool. I have nice plans for that. But as of right now, kind of just biding my time. So I didn't really want to wait. I just decided to go ahead and do this before I get to $1 million anyways, which hopefully is going to be soon. I mean, it's been pretty slow. Just the markets in general has been pretty slow in the last 2 weeks. So we'll see what happens. But yep, I don't really want to go for FOMO at all. I already made some money off it. I'm so new, just trying to figure out how to do TAFA, estimate target price target. Yeah, I mean, for sure, I know that's, oh man, that's a question I'm getting a lot lately. And actually, it was in the Discord, I believe. Mr. Snoots in the Discord server. Guys, if you aren't in the Discord server, likelihood is you probably are, but go ahead. I think there's a link in the description. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and join the Discord, because this is really good conversations we're having here. And also there's the VIP section, which you can, I prioritize the questions coming into the VIP. But anyways, from the Discord, Mr. Snoot said, Zachary, I know what I would love to see sometime is a walkthrough of how you set up your trend lines and buy zones. It seems like there are so many different ways to draw these lines that is confusing. Maybe sometime you could pick a stock and show us how to do it. I mean, that's easy. So let's go ahead and do that. Mr. Snoots. Alright. So let's pick a stock then. Which stock should we pick? Any suggestions? Doesn't matter. I don't want to. We just do a random one. You guys tell me which stock you want me to walk you through setting the trend lines, TA, FA, buy zones. Go ahead and pick a stock in the comment section. Hey, there's Mr. Snoops right there. Perfect. Yep, Discord is good. You want to do ZOM? Okay. Sundial. Oh man. Okay. Got the sundial, the ZOM. Okay. We'll do ZOM. Man, okay. That's cool. Let's do it. That one's hot right now. But see, that's the thing is, you ask me to do the. You ask me to do the TA on one of these. I don't know if this is considered a meme stock, but kind of. It's just pumping so hard. So the TA is like, what's the point? It's just pumping to the moon. It's going to keep pumping to the moon, especially if WSB is shilling it. And then it's going to crash. So, I mean, what's the point of even doing TA? But we can. And remember, guys, hold on. I want to say something really quick is, for me personally, I am a 10% TA, technical analysis, and I'm a 90% fundamental analysis. What I always say is, don't spend too much time on the technicals, because we can draw a lot of lines on the charts and it's not going to predict price movement. You know, maybe we can draw some lines and find some trends. Just very simple. Keep the TA very simple. And we can find a better entry and a better exit. Or maybe the strike, or maybe what's called expiration. But other than that, I wouldn't put so much. I mean, it's just not going to be as helpful as some people think. Because if the fundamentals are key. If you know the fundamental reason or the catalyst of why the stocks are about to moon, or whatever you want to say, then that's the thing. Sure, we're going to do a technical analysis and see, like, well, maybe the buy zone should be around here, but also keep in mind we can't time the bottom, so it's better to dollar cost average anyways. So I mean, just keep this in mind. So just take all the TAs with a grain of salt. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and do it on the ZOM. Right? Yep. Okay. So let's see what we got here. I start on the day chart. I mean, just up. These are not, I mean, okay, so look, there's a gap right here, there's a gap right here, so it's been gapping up, so I think that probably would be a good buy zone, either here or in the gap, because more than often they fill gaps. So we could do that for a buy zone. I mean, look, we can try to put a trend here, but this is just pumped so hard that in all likelihood it might be something like this. Or it might even correct it down here to the trend. Because remember, what happens is they jump up, but then they're going to correct. It's like with GameStop. So the average price is like maybe 180-day moving average. All right. But obviously sometimes they go way up above the 180-day, but usually they pull back. Usually they correct, usually they pull back. So I mean, this is in the middle of the hype period. This is in the middle of the greed period, as you would say on that whatever infamous little greed new paradigm, and then then it crashes back to and then it's like the bull trap, and then it crashes back to the what's it called, the normal or the average. Probably you guys know what I'm talking about. But so I mean, right now this is more than likely in the greed or possibly even paradigm. But let's keep taking a look at it. So we're just trying to find trends basically, and then obviously this could be some sort. I mean, this is worthless. This technical analysis is literally worthless because who knows what's it gonna do. But if we zoom in a little bit. Yeah, it's just not really helpful because we don't really know what's going to happen. So I just want to delete that. I mean, what's the point of technical analysis? You just draw a moon on the graph and then call it a day. You know what I mean? But I think if we're looking for the buy targets, I mean, what are we going to go off of? You either A, just dollar cost average, you either B, look for gaps that might be filled, or C, just wait for it to pull back if you really want some, because it's not worth it. There's other things out there that we can do. Because look, we should have gotten in on this at 60 cents. That's the point. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for these things to get in on at 60 cents. So let me do a better example. I mean, it's just my opinion. Maybe you guys have some better ideas for the TA than me, but I saw one in the chat was a AMD. Let's do that. This one's interesting. So I start on the day chart. I got my 180-day moving average. I look at the super trend. Right now it's in a red super trend, so that's either bearish or neutral. So we wouldn't be buying it if we're going off of indicators alone. So if we check this out, this is got a nice little, the 180-day is clearly some sort of support. Looks like a pretty strong support. And then it seems to be okay, so then we try to find another support. not quite. It's just that would be the same support as the 180 day. But here's one though. Yep. So that looks interesting. So there's your support. I think that's pretty accurate. And remember, take these with a grain of salt. It always can break the support. And then the secondary support would be 180-day moving average. And are we in a parallel channel? Not really parallel. It might break out of that if we drew that all the way out, but I don't usually like to do that. Like I said, I like to keep it simple. So I think this is pretty good. So if we zoom in here, and this is the day, I think, I don't want to zoom in, but the buy zone would be on this support somewhere, because remember, it can dip under it. So it's even better to buy it under it. And also it could go down to here, because that definitely seems like some sort of the 180-day moving average. So that would be my buy zone. And these are just estimates. Take it with a grain of salt, because no matter how long we spend on drawing these lines, we're not going to be able to predict the future. That's just the reality. Although there's some gurus, or I learned the new word from you guys was fake gurus, the furus. But there's a lot of them, especially in Forex for some reason. There's just chock full of these fake gurus that talk about, just put so much emphasis on the technical analysis, almost like they're magicians or something like that. That's just my opinion. So, and then, yep, that would be it. My target on AMD, might be able to do this while we're here, is $100. I think that's very doable. And this is on the day chart, keep that in mind. But I think that's very doable. I'd probably cut it, yeah, just playing it safe, maybe 84, 85. Could be some sort of stop loss. Is under the support. Under the support, yeah, under my buy zone, just a little bit. Don't want to, I mean, there's a gap right here, but I don't want to put the cut line down that far, because that would also be under the 180 day, because as you can see, the 180 day would keep going up this way. It might curve a little bit. I think that's pretty good. But that's basically how we would do it. I mean, it's not complicated. I'm not trading this based off of the super trend. This is trading based off of my fundamental analysis. I think it's going to go to 100, so I put it at 100. I think that's a good price target for AMD. The cut, I just do a little bit, a little bit lower than the bottom of my buy zone. Oh my god, my nose is itchy. What does that mean when your nose is itchy? And then the buy zone would be around this support, more or less, give or take. So that's how I would do it for the AMD. Guys talking about Cody a lot, huh? It's the makeup company. Cosmetics. A friend of mine who is a pro trader says FA tells you what to buy, TA tells you when to buy it. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. That's what I just said, pretty much. Exactly. Yeah, just don't take it with a grain of salt. The TA is just, it's not a waste of time, because we can see around what price to get it at, but more or less. Okay, so now, I guess a lot of people are talking about Cody. We can go ahead and check that out. Yeah, I know this one's gone up a lot recently. Let's see, what time is it? It's almost 10. Alright. So we got about 40 minutes. Okay, we need to go over the covered calls and stuff, but we can take a look at this one. This one could be interesting, but it would have been better to buy it down here. I mean, if you're really wanting to buy it, I'd probably wait for it to fill this gap right here. And dollar cost average down to this one. I think that would be cool. But if it bounces, also be careful, bounce off this super trend. Could be interesting. So if it stays above that, let's see, what's the pre-market? It's up 1%. Yeah. It's still in the bullish super trend, so it could be interesting, but this one's not very interesting for me. I don't really know much about makeup companies, and there's just other ones that I'm interested in, but can be interesting. So yeah, there's some I wanted to go over really quick. Let me pull up my notes. It was yeah, it was the MVIS Microvision. That was one that we called out. That one's up a lot in the pre-market. That's crazy. Yep, that one's just blew right through my target, so never had a chance to buy it, but that's okay. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Like I said, the technical analysis, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. More often than not, it doesn't, I think, but it can find a good buy zone. I mean, if we miss the chance to buy it, it's all good. But gonna keep watching that one as well as this Callaway one, because remember, guys, this technical analysis worked out for us. So this one dropped right into the middle of our buy zone, and it's already coming back up. So that was a really good chance to buy. I missed out on that because it was in the aftermarket. So we'll see. Pre-market is still down, but it's going back up. I'm gonna wait for it to come back down more because the Callaway Golf it's interesting if it's cheap, but if it's not, it's really not that interesting for me. And there's another one, the GEVO. Yeah, this one is almost at my price target. That's cool because we have a couple of positions on that. And what was the other one? Let me check. Oh, it was the ACTC Clove. Let's look at those really fast. So this is interesting. The ACTC has really been riding down in my buy zone. I have a position of selling a covered call, so it's going pretty well. I sold at $1. It's at 13 cents now, but I'm just going to ride that until the next Friday, and then just keep my $100. Obviously, I'm not going to buy it back or anything like that. So that's going well. So that's why I like covered calls, because check it out. If you had bought a normal option, like a call option here, and it's trading flat, you're losing money due to the decay every single day. So covered calls are your friend. So let's go ahead and go over that. And I'm considering using GEVO or ACTC as an example. Also the Clove, let's just look at it really fast before we forget. Appreciate you guys joining in. Hopefully you're coming over from Reddit, YouTube, Twitter. It's really cool. And guys, don't forget, there's the tip jar. If you appreciate what I'm doing, please go ahead and send me $1 or something like that. It's really cool. It really just makes me feel like all of these things are appreciated. You know, we're just starting out and our community is growing just super fast. Actually, the Discord, it's already passed like 300 members in literally just a few days. So that's really cool. And the YouTube is, I feel like last week I had less than 100 subscribers on YouTube, and now I think I've just passed 700. So it's really crazy. So I really appreciate you guys. I really, really do. But don't feel obligated, because keep your money until you're making the games, and then send me some if you use my picks to make the games. But nevertheless, just had to plug that really quick. So let's go ahead and do this. How's the good old Clove doing? Clove is right on the bottom of my buy zone, so keep a watch on this one. I would like to see it start coming up a little bit before we did anything with it. So we'll see. But this is interesting. Also, it can trade flat like the ACTC. Overall, we need to check out how the markets are going. Markets are mixed again. Oh no, Apple's so red. My poor Apple calls. That is unfortunate, but it's okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Covered calls. Here we go, guys. This is maybe what you're coming for. And again, I'm doing this because there was a lot of confusion in the Discord. I saw we were talking about it about 24 hours ago, and I decided to do this live stream because, well, people have been asking me to do the live stream for the trading, which we're going to do as soon as the market opens, which we have 30 minutes. So we're going to do the live trading, and you can see me execute the orders, and we can just trade together. Hopefully you guys got Webull too, by the way, because then we can do it on the same user interface, but it doesn't matter. So that's going to be awesome. But specifically, there's some confusion about the selling a call and selling puts. So let's go over the wheel strategy. Okay, so let's pretend like we just deposited some cash in our Webull account, got those free 4 stocks, and we are ready to start a wheel. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to identify a stock. First of all, we need to identify a stock that we think is going to go up. Obviously, because this is a bullish position in the stock, because we're going to be holding 100 shares. 100 shares. We need to hold it because we're not. Well, I don't want to confuse anybody. Sorry. Let me just go step by step. So this is what we're going to do. Let's just pretend like we just deposited. We got some cash in our account. We can do 2 things. We can do 2 things. We can just buy the 100 shares outright, or maybe we can dollar cost average them. But we need 100 shares. That's the goal. Or what we can do is we can sell a put. So let's go over to the options on the puts. That's interesting. I actually sold these puts. So already. But anyways, so let's say the 15 strike. Now keep in mind the 15 strike for a put. A put means it needs to be lower. It needs to go down. So the 15 strike for this Jivo put is in the money. So that means if we are probably going to get assigned, because this is on 8 days to expiration. My goal here is to get assigned. I want to get assigned because when we sell a put, it's a cash covered put. When we sell it and it's in the money, so it has to be lower than our strike. And it is lower than our strike. Well, actually, it's 15.11 pre-market. But anyways, you get the point. So if I'm selling this put in the money, maybe even I sell a 17.5 in the money. So this is what we're going to do. We want to get assigned. So let's pull up our handy-dandy calculator. And let's do 17.5. And we're going to get paid. And they're suggesting around 360. That's a lot of money. $360, guys. $3.60 per share, let's just say. That's pretty good, huh? Okay, so 17.5 minus 3.6. So we're going to get paid 3.6 per share. So that's going to lower our cost basis to 13.9. Look what the market price is, guys. The market price is $15. But once we get assigned, we've just bought 100 shares for $13.9. You see what I'm saying? So once you understand how to sell a put, why would you just buy the stocks outright? Just buy common stocks. Yeah, I know for sure there's reasons. Maybe you don't want 100. Obviously, it's the main reason. But you get the point. And not to mention Amazon is like, literally for 100 shares of Amazon, just think about it. Doing this. Or Tesla. I'm doing this on Tesla. But Tesla was like more than $80,000 for 100 shares. So it's not, we're not talking about a chump change. And this can make really good money. You're about to see. So look, the goal, there's 2 ways to think about this. One is we collect these premiums for selling the put or selling the call, which we're going to do next. We collect the premiums to lower our cost basis, and we sell the put, we get assigned. Then we sell the call, we get assigned. Sell the put, get assigned. Sell the call, get assigned. All the time we're lowering our cost basis. So the goal is to lower it to 0. That would be good. But if we did it one time in 8 days till expiration, if we get assigned, it's going to be 13.9. So once we get assigned, and remember guys, when you sell this, you're going to get the $360 because that's times 100 in your account. You have to keep the amount of cash. It's 17.5 times 100 is $1,750. You need to keep that in your account, the cash. But that's cool because we just deposited our money into Webull, and we want to run a wheel strategy anyways. So anyways, 13.9, we get assigned, we have to buy the 100 shares. Cool, so now we got 100 shares for 13.9. Now what we're going to do is switch over to call, and we're going to go out to the next expiration cycle. So and this is going to be a call we're going to sell. And remember, it was 13.5, so maybe, I don't know what the market price is, but let's just say we sell the 20. We're going to sell the 20. And let's just set our limit order at $2 per share. So now selling a covered call, this is out of the money because for me personally, when I'm selling a call, I don't really want to get assigned. So I'm going to pick a strike that's kind of far out. I hope I don't really get assigned and I have to sell the shares. Although it's fine if I do, it doesn't matter. But if I don't get assigned and I don't sell the 100 shares, then I can just, the next expiration cycle, I can go ahead and sell another covered call. So this is a stream of income we're creating by doing this. Instead of buying the calls or buying the puts, which probably you guys typically do, most people do, we're selling it. So we're getting the money that we usually would pay. Somebody is paying us. So these are good to identify. The best way to identify these will be in the hot stocks, possibly meme stocks. They or the high IV, because the implied volatility is high, then the premiums are gonna be higher. So those are the way to identify. So anyways, where's my calculator? So if we sell this one, so now remember guys, we sold a put, we got our $360, we lowered the cost basis to 13.9, and now we're going to sell a call and using our 100 shares to sell this covered call at a $20 strike on the next expiration cycle immediately. And then we're going to go ahead and collect $200. So that's $2 per share. So then we just lowered our cost basis to 11.9. And we're holding these 100 shares, remember. And it's kind of like we got them for 11.9. You can think about it like that. Or you can think about it as like, hey, I'm getting paid $200 to do this because I want to hold these 100 shares on this stock anyways. You see what I'm saying? So only do this on stocks that you want to hold these 100 shares on, by the way. All right, so there we go. So it's like that. Now we're holding it into our expiration. Okay, so let's say it hits our 20 and it goes past it a little bit and we get assigned and we have to sell the 100 shares. But that's okay. I would prefer it to go to like 19.9999 and then I don't sell it and then I keep them and then I sell another covered call. But it's okay if it passes our strike and we have to sell them. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're just going to be okay with that. We're going to sell them for $20 because that's our strike. We won't sell them for 11.9. We won't sell them for whatever the market price was at that time, or it doesn't matter, any other thing. We're selling them for our $20 strike. So remember guys, we've just made a decent amount of money because our cost basis was 11.9. All of these 100 shares, they appreciated to $20. So that's $20 divided by 11.9. No, $20 minus 11.9 is 8.1, and then our initial cost basis was, so it went up $8.1. Our initial, not our initial, but our final cost basis was 11.9, so that's about 68% profit. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's in a 36 days, around a month, something like that. And I mean, that's not necessarily best case scenario, but that is a good scenario. So I hope you guys understand that. Now, the risk that we need to consider, remember, this is technically, you only need level 1 options to be approved for level 1 options to do this, because this is the safest options play you can do, because we're holding the 100 shares. The only risk here, we're not risking losing any of our money, like if it expires out of the money and we lose the premium that we paid. It's not like that, because we're getting the premium. There's nothing we can lose. We bought the 100 shares. We're holding 100 shares. The only risk here is if the 100 shares go down. So maybe our strike was 20 and the market was 15, but maybe it went down to 14. So we lost like $1 per share. So that's the risk. But again, only do this if you want to hold this long term, because that's the point. It might go down and you're stuck holding them. So only do it if you want to hold these, if you can see yourself holding these long term. And obviously do your due diligence, do your fundamental analysis, and be in the mindset that this is going to go up in the first place. Anyways, but see, that's the thing. If it was market price 15 and it went down to $14, but remember our cost basis was 11.9. We have so much wiggle room. I mean, our strike was 20, the market was 15, 17, doesn't matter, but we lowered our cost basis so much that it could drop by 30, 40%, which is possible. But we got a lot of wiggle room now. All right, guys, I'm going to read the chat to see if you have any questions about this. Do you guys understand what I'm talking about? One of the risks is the stock shooting up and then you don't get in, which can be since you. Right, so that's on the other hand. And that happened to me on my THCX. I will show you. Crazy. I sold some covered calls. Look at this. Negative 2,300%. But see, that's unrealized profit and loss. That's not realized. Because I sold it at 45 cents. And that was like a week ago. And good golly, this contract is up to 1080 now. So I'm gonna get assigned. I will be selling my 100 shares of THCX. So I've missed out on all that. Because my strike was $19. So if you look at THCX, I've missed out on all of these gains. I bought at $19. I literally bought like way down. My strike was way down here. $19, and it's already almost $30. So I mean, that's the other thing. This is limiting your upside. But I mean, it's not the end of the world, because I could have, like, once the THCX, once it got close to my strike, or maybe it went past it like $1 or something, and then I can roll it out. So I could have bought the position back at a loss, but then I could have resold the covered call further out in expiration or higher strike. So you can always roll them. But that's a little bit more advanced. But it's possible. Like, you can always close it and then reopen it, lower out, further out, or higher in strike. But I mean, for sure, this is limiting your upside for sure. But you're getting paid these premiums to do it. That's the point. So in that case, for my THCX, it would have been much more profitable to just be in a long call on THCX. Would have made 2,000% instead of selling the covered call, and I made, I don't remember how much I made, but it wasn't anywhere close to that. So, but it's the safe thing to do. I mean, there's just low risk in doing this. Yep, sell put or buy share straight. That's exactly right. Depends on how badly you want the position, for sure. If you sell a put out of the money, then you got to wait for it to drop. If you sell a put in the money, though, you know, you could get them, but you'd have to wait to get assigned. But if you just really want those shares and go ahead and sell those covered calls because the implied volatility is high, and you think, you know, it's good to just do that ASAP, then for sure you can do that. Is there a specific guideline on how far out of the money to sell the call in the expiration date? There's not a specific guideline. I usually don't do so far on the expiration date because I want to just get these premiums every week, 2 weeks, 1 month. I don't really do more than a month because you can calculate how much you're going to make, like the percent, the ROI, you could say, on the premiums. And if you calculate really far out, like, it's a lot of more cash, but considering how, not all the time though, but considering how long you have to wait until those shares are tied up for that long. So I mean, I would do them 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, something like this. Selling a put, and I want to get assigned to buy them, then I would do it like the shortest. You can even do it 1 day till expiration, 2 days till expiration, if it's like a Wednesday, Thursday, you know what I mean? Okay, thanks. That was well explained. Thank you. So, and then how far out, and then the strike price, it's literally, you just need to think about it, because it depends if, for a covered call, it depends if you mind getting assigned. Okay, so for example, on my Tesla covered calls, I bought about half of the shares a long time ago. So if I got assigned and I had to sell my Tesla, I would have a bunch of realized gains and have to pay a lot of tax on that. So I don't want to sell my Tesla. So for that specifically, I will do further out in strike to sell the covered calls. But if you don't mind getting assigned and selling the shares, which like I just bought the GEVO or ACTC or even the THCX, like I don't mind getting, because I'm getting the stable income, and just this is just safe overall, low risk. This is low risk, but still it's not chump change we're talking about. No, we're not going to make 2,000%, and we're not going to make 100%, not in one trade, but we can after running the wheel for a month or two. It's definitely possible, because you saw in my calculation it was like 68%, and that was after maybe a month, something like that. And then if it goes well, obviously it could drop. So not every month is going to be that good, but split up your positions if you can. And this is why I talk about, like, you should have try to get a $5,000 account. It's not necessary by any means. If you only have $100, you start with $100, guys. But you should be working up to 5, because once you have 5, then you can diversify into multiple covered call strategies. I mean, the wheel strategy. So I mean, I think 5 should be at least a starting goal. And then once you hit 5, then just try to get 10, 25, 100, something like that. But then you can diversify a lot more. Because these are a little bit expensive. Because if you only have $1,000, you cannot even get into this position we're talking about. Because it was like 1,400 for 100 shares. So you have to think about it. But I mean, if there's cheaper ones out there, though, you just need to find a stock that's less than $10, $5, $7, $8. Could try Solo. Could try TRXC. I think that was the one. The medical robot surgeon one that we were talking about. That went up a lot. I think it's $3 or something now. But I mean, you can do other ones. And also remember, the higher the IV, the better, because we're selling it. So the contracts are going to be more expensive. So we're getting that money. But anyways, just be careful with the IV. Let's see. I need to watch and read more videos on this. You lost me at selling the put at the beginning. That was like way at the beginning. I'm just moving comments. There's nothing wrong with that, Steven Scott. That's perfect. It's the lowest, absolutely the lowest risk. There's nothing wrong with that at all. And if you're making money doing it, don't change it. And yeah, I mean, that reminds me, like, for me, I usually have 90% of my portfolio that you're seeing. 90% is in buy and holds. Some growth stocks, just buy and hold. And then 10% is what I play with options around. Not really at all the times, I'm not. But it's something like that. I would do about 10% in options, and then half of the money you allocate for options, I'd probably do in the run half in the wheel strategy. And then 30% I'd probably do in leaps or long-term options. And then 20% in mid to short term. And then about the leaps is, well, you could also use leaps to buy and hold just to get cheaper positions on some ARK or some Amazon. Amazon's expensive though, and it's not moving, so it's totally worthless right now to me. But pretty much, Steven Scott, don't worry about it. So you would have to roll them both, or else you would be inverted, right? I don't really understand what you're saying, but yeah, I mean, so let's look at this THCX. So actually, remember, I sold it for $45, so I already got the $45. I don't need to do anything. This expires on February 19th. So at February 19th, my 100 shares that's locked in right here, they're going to free up, and that's well, sorry, they're going to sell, and that's all that's going to happen. They're going to sell for $19. So, but I bought them for less. I bought them for, you see, my cost was $17.80. So I made a little bit of money, $120, plus I got the 45. So I mean, it's $120. Yep, $120 plus 45 is $165. Divided by, it was $17.80. I went in on it. So I made 10%. I mean, in 2 weeks. I mean, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with these things. So, but if I wanted to roll it, I would have to buy this back. So I would buy to close this. So basically go like this and just close. And it would cost me $10.80. So $1,080 I would need to close that. So I'd have to buy it for 1080, and I only got 45, so obviously I'm losing money there. But then I could look at the THCX and see if there's some way I could get more than 1,080. I mean, I should have done that a while ago. It's just, there's so much things going on. We can look at doing that though. This could be interesting. So I need to find some sort of option that pays me more than like $1,000 to be worth it, $1,100, because I got the 45, so my net loss is going to be like 1035. $36 days till expiration. See, it's not going to be worth it because it's 500-600. The 8 days is oof. Yep. Yeah, see, mine is way down here, so it's worth more than $1,000. But I mean, could I go like way out? Maybe. Not really. I mean, in the money, I could actually. I mean, it's interesting. 64 days out, I could sell even lower. That just doesn't make sense. So it is what it is. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you just did okay. Which this one is, for me, was just okay. I mean, I'm happy with 9-10% for 2 weeks. It's all good. Because if you scale that, it's a lot of money. But yeah, pretty much that's how you would do it. You would, that negative number right there, that's unrealized. So if I close that position, then I'll lose it's like 2,000%. But then, like, you're not just going to lose it. You're obviously going to close. The only reason you're going to close that if you specifically want to roll it, because if you don't close that position, the contract expires and nothing happens. Besides, your 100 shares are sold, which doesn't matter at that point because don't want to take a loss of $1,000. If you know what I mean. Yep, you can close it, take the loss in the premium, and keep the stock. That's right. I could. But it's not worth it. But it might be worth it, though. Is it worth it? That's a good question. Probably it's not, because it should be priced in for it not to be worth it. But that's worth me looking into. That's a good point. So basically, what is it going to cost me? $10.80 to close it. I could always set a limit order too, or I could also wait for it to go down, especially like the IV to chill out a little bit. Yep. So my 100 shares are worth how much now? This is interesting. Actually, I didn't think about that, because I was always just like, hey, whatever. I bought these shares because I don't mind selling them. But it's specifically talking about what makes the most sense. For sure, we need to calculate that. So currently it's going to be, these are worth 28.27. Yep. So I would need to pay 10.80, maybe a little bit less. 17. See, it's already priced in. That's why I didn't think about that. Should have known better. Get my hopes up. Thanks for getting my hopes up. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, those things are already priced in because that's what I bought it for. I bought it for $17.50. That's why those contracts are that price. It's because of this. Should have known better. So let me try to catch up. Zach, I know Nokia is supposed to be bullish long, but I can't see much movement for the next 3 months. Spreads are wheel. Yeah, I would do a wheel on Nokia if you had 100 shares, and if you're bullish on it, for sure do it. That's the safest one to do. Beside holding the common stock, but I mean, you might as well just collect the premiums while you're holding it. So get 100 and sell Nokia. That's not a bad idea. I don't have time to look at it right now because we only got 7 minutes. I want to catch up on this and then move on to some trades. You need 2,000 minimum margin account to get 3 options. So do you sell puts to do wheel strat on everything you own 100 shares of? No, because if I don't want to take a chance of getting assigned and sell the shares, I didn't pay the tax, so I wouldn't risk it. And sometimes the premiums are not worth how much I would have to pay in tax. Obviously, can roll it out, but then it's like the THCX. I get caught in a situation where it's like, well, it's just not worth to roll it out. Eventually, that's going to happen. 100-day CT, tried that, good idea. ACT is good. Look at the premiums. They're paying good. Also, if you have a little bit more money, Space, SPCE. I sold some puts on that the other day. Around, I think, a $34 strike. And if it pulls back to 34, it's win-win because we got paid like $500 per contract. So we lowered the cost basis. And if it does pull back to 34, we're buying cheap Space. Okay, Cody less than 7. Yeah, I mean, for sure. It's not bad. There's decent hype around Cody. 10% is 10% for sure. I mean, that's, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. That's why I always take profits at 20, start at 25. Like, I've seen, like, I've not taken profits at 25 before, and then it just goes down so much. And then it's like, man, should have just not have been greedy. But that's just my style. You guys can do what you want. Difference between a call and a covered call, put and a covered put. Look. A call, what you're thinking of, Monica, is buying a call. A covered call is selling a call. A covered put is selling a put. So the covered call and the covered put, we're collecting the premiums. We're collecting the money that it usually would cost somebody to buy those. So you're familiar with buying a call. You have to pay money to get those contracts. We're selling these contracts. So we're getting the money. All you have to do is have 100 shares or 100 shares worth of cash in your account for the puts. Thanks. We'll look into Space. Yep. It's not a bad. Okay, am I caught up? Okay, let me move into some trades right now. Well, market's not open. Let's see what's down. All stocks. I need to organize this better. I'll put my SPACs into one. Put my official watch list into one. So we want to look at the MVIS, still up too much, don't want to touch it. GVO is up a little bit. Print could be interesting. Print's a 3D printing ETF managed by ARK Invest. Also could be interesting to sell covered calls on that one too. $47. It'll be a more expensive one, but could be good. Solo. This is a good one to sell covered calls because it's a Canadian EV company and the premiums are nice. Specifically, Solo, if you're looking at entry level selling covered calls, look at Solo. SOLO. ARCs are going back up today. Congrats. Lemonade is still pumping up a little bit. The Jin Dong. Well, it's chugging along. And how about good old Tesla? To be desired. Xiaopeng. Li. Yeah, the EVs aren't doing very well. But that's okay. It's just a cool off right now. Not that worried. But what about Apple? What's going on? We need to bring Steve Jobs back or something. Oof, look at this. Oh yeah, it's pulling up a little bit. It's pulled up a little bit, but it might be coming back. This one's interesting. If it enters the buy zone, I'm gonna do something with it. AMC game, not interesting for me. Clove. There's so many to keep track of. Seriously, that's why I think we should all like team up here once everybody's caught up, and then like some people are assigned some of these tickers and just like know everything about them, read the news, everything, and then have the alerts on your phone or something from Webull, because on Webull you can set alerts so it sends you a ping whenever it hits a price or something, and then just get pinged and then just message the Discord. Apple's coming back up pre-market though. I'm not sure why I had this line here. Alright guys, we got 2 minutes. So that's my support. I've actually got a call expiring on April 16th. So if it continues at this slope, it's literally going to hit my strike on the expiration date. I don't know if you guys saw me write about that one the other day. But Apple, it's really to be desired here. It's just so flat for a while. Really, the options are getting killed right now, but it's okay. Especially for our Apple leaps. It'll pay off eventually. Oh. Hey, why is my line up there, though? On the day, should be down here. Don't know. Anyways. So, yeah, I'm not so worried about Apple. I mean, it's Apple after all. We can set up a lot of that on Discord. I know, right? Like, we could have the official watch list and then get pings from Weeble or pings from whatever. Can ping the on, yeah. It would be interesting because there's just so many, and I'm doing this every day. There's just going to be more and more every day. You know what I mean? So it's a lot to keep up with, but that's the job. ACTC was in the buy zone, I know. Do you have a call on Apple at 150? Yes, I do. April 16th strike. It's going to be a close call. No pun intended. ACT jumping. You see, that's what I mean. Just let me know when things happening. A little bit. See, I've got positions on this. Let me look at my options. I need to look at, oof, up 2% overall. Cool. Let me look at these over really quick. I need to pull up my Excel. Bear with me. So I can see what I've already sold for how much. It's just faster for me. Alright. So I would be, okay, so my Apple, that's the one I was talking about. I was talking about that April 16, 150. It's down 30%, but it's okay. We still have some time. And if it continues on that slope like we were talking about, it could potentially pay. So I'm not freaking out about that. The Givo, this is selling a put right here. It's going well. Givo 12.5 selling a put on more puts. It's going well. Space is going well, but it's selling a put. Because remember, if it's negative right here, that means sell. And then it says put, right? Obviously. Oopsies. So, let's look at the next one. DraftKings down 20%. That was our lotto play. Moo, I'm up 37% currently. Let me look if I trimmed that already. I don't remember to. I need to go back and check. Yeah, I've already trimmed 3 of those, so that my next price target would be 75 or 100%. Because remember, guys, I sell at 25, 50, and then 75 or 100, and then leave 1 for lotto. So actually, I have 1 left. Yep. So I'm just okay. 50%. Cool. I'm gonna let that one ride up to 100. I might sell it at 100. SMH going good. This one's going good. I think I trimmed one of those yesterday at 25. So let's wait. The SBE. I need to look at that. Let's go ahead and look at that. The SBE. So it's down. Down. Yeah, this one broke my support here. That was my buy zone, remember, because we're looking at this support right here. And now it's dropping, so I'm probably going to go ahead and cut that. Don't really want to wait down here. This cut line is more for commons, because that if it drops that far, I mean, whoosh. But then again, it's still in my buy zone. That's hard to say. Let's watch it a little bit today, and we might be cutting that. Okay, and then let's see what's next. These blue line things, those are my covered calls and covered, those are my covered calls. Don't need to look at that. Those are not as important. The SMH is going well, though. I need to wait for 50%. The Moo, I need to wait for 100% to take the profit. I could go ahead and put those limit orders in, but I just manually will do it later, because if it just spikes up to 300%, then, you know. But anyway, space, okay. The Givo, those are selling the puts. That's good. Okay, everything but Apple is good. The SBE, we need to consider cutting it. That was a pretty big position. I went in at 3, and I don't think I trimmed it. Yep, I didn't trim it, so could cut for 292 loss right now. Man, but that one still has potential though. That's the thing, because it's switchback energy. I really think it does, but it's just lagging behind. But that's okay. Waiting for the merger. Trading flat's really not going to help us. It's still in super trend. It's still in the buy zone. Just wait. iPod is down again. Good thing I cut that yesterday. To be honest with you guys. Okay, how are we doing? It's up even more now. Something's going up. Let's try to figure out what that is. My positions. Sort by this. Soxel, Teckle, TQQQ. Tesla is going up. Okay. The standard stuff. I mean, Soxel and Teckle are amazing. If you don't know what they are, you should look into it. And then down on my portfolio is THCX. Interesting. That's cool. Yeah, it's looking at filling those gaps, I think. Yeah. We'll watch that. I mean, that's interesting because it makes I could roll that for cheaper now, but yeah, instead of 2,000%, it's only 1,600. That IV must be insane. Kind of want to check that. It's not that bad. Interesting. But mine is an 83. It's not as bad as I would have thought. Okay, well anyways, right now I don't really want to do anything with these positions. No urgent. I need to watch the SBE today. Hopefully that improves, and then I need to watch just take profit on some other ones. Overall, looks pretty good. How's everything? Some are pulling back a little bit. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at some other things that we could possibly get into. Sorry guys, I'm totally ignoring the chat right now. Okay, so canceled. So Pfizer, we could look at it. Palantir, Lemonade. These are the ones that didn't get filled. DraftKings, I mean, it might be down. We can look at Pfizer. I know some of you guys have it. It's down a little bit. It's not looking so good. Eventually it's going to bounce, I do believe. Wait for this super trend to come down a little bit more. Maybe give it a few more days. You know, and I tried to put that order in for 60 cents. I don't know why it didn't. I don't know why mine didn't trigger. But if I had it, I wouldn't be too worried about it, to be honest with you. Lemonade, Palantir. Let's go ahead and look at Palantir. This is an ARC baby. Oh, interesting. Coming back to my buy zone. Not surprised there. Okay, well, let's keep watching this one. Anybody want to watch this one? Who wants the jump? ACT. Thoughts on AGTC or ACTC? ACTC, I would get some. Zach, UMC got large call volume. Semiconductor, good room for growth this year. Any ideas? I don't know. I need to look into that. Sundial crashed. Yeah, I mean that's why we don't. That's why we don't mess with those. You have the yeah, I know you do. Sky. How much are you down? I mean, think about cutting it and then think about rolling it actually. But it's probably not down that much for you. Eventually it's gonna pop. Just don't know how long it's gonna trade sideways. That's just the unfortunate situation right now. So let me look at some more here. Mara passed 39.5. Yeah, I will. Anyways, Mara. It's because of Bitcoin, guys. It's 48. I mean, Why don't you just buy Bitcoin? Do I need to have my little? Do I need to give my little Bitcoin mining stock speech again? I don't really want to like give this speech again, but can somebody just catch everybody up on my Bitcoin mining company speech? Just catch them up. Maybe I should make a video on that. But people, it's an unpopular opinion. Like, I got some hate on my Neo opinion from some of the fanboys, and probably I'd get some hate on the Mara one, but take it for someone in the industry. And by no means was I as big as Mara, but we had thousands of machines at one point, so. Alright. Yes, simple way to put it. Invest in BTC, not the miners. Not the mining company stocks. If you want to mine, you could, but that's tough business, guys. That's legit tough. You need Bitcoin going up like 20% every month just to keep up with the with rich people that are going to have access to cheaper electricity than you. Thanks. Yep. Oh, you guys remember. Makes me happy. Okay. Let me check some important things now. MVIS, man, I called that one out. Gosh, it's just gapped up so much. I almost want to move this, the cut and the buy zone, I just want to move it up to that next gap. Like move this way up here now. But I'm not going to do that yet. Maybe this weekend I will reevaluate every, like I change the targets and the cuts and the buy zones every weekend. Have a little bit of extra time, although this has been a little bit busy of a week for me, to be honest with you. I have a lot of personal things going on. I'm trying to keep up with all this stuff because it's a holiday where I am right now. A very big holiday. So, anyways, everything is looking pretty good, to be honest with you. I don't want to do anything crazy because we're making money. But some of the things that are cheap we can look at picking up. How is Lee doing, by the way? I really like this stock, but it's a little bit flat. It's starting up, you know, it might just be trading along this slope. It's going to grow, for sure. This is a good company. I really like their cars. We'll see. I'm not a Lee fanboy, though, by the way. I'm not like some of the crazy Neo people. Neo is interesting now, and even though I just talk, I don't talk so bad about it. There's nothing wrong with Neo, but like literally no, I really like the cars too. But I just think that it's way too hyped for what it is. Because if you guys are just tuning in and you don't know, I actually have lived in Shanghai for 10 years, and people don't even know about these cars. Like Chinese people. Like my Chinese friends, they're like, what? What's a Neo? They're like, oh, it's a made in China car? Why is that special? You know what I mean? So, because they're all about the culture here is more about the making a statement, a status symbol. So it's German cars. But, and some Maseratis, obviously. Yep. Okay, so that's the way to take advantage of the Neo fanboys is sell covered calls. I would say. Could be interesting. But anyway, specifically, yeah, New Year's. It is New Year's, Sky. It is Chinese New Year's. There's a lot of fireworks today, actually, specifically. Right now, it's a couple hour out until the new year of the cow, I think. Which could be a bull, maybe. I'm not sure. That could be good for us. That could be very good for us now that I think about it. Maybe we should go over to the Moo exchange and trade there and then buy the Maltai stock. If you don't know what Maltai stock is, you guys should look it up. It's just, it's literally worth more than diamonds. Like, that's a bad example. But it's It's better to own that than gold or anything. Anything you could possibly imagine. It's better to own this stock. Yeah, I agree. Lee is a good buy point. But watch. Just be careful. It is trading flat if you have options. So more interesting would be selling the calls in the meantime for Lee until we go into a midterm call option ourselves. Because if it trades flat, I wanted to talk about NEO actually. If Lee keeps trading flat, then we're gonna lose to the decay on the calls. So better it would be spend the $3,000 on buying shares or sell a put, which I want to do. Sell a put, and we're not going to lose on the decay. So I think that's something that I was selling a put, but I had closed it because it was dropping, and then I wanted to see how low it go. I wanted to sell another one. But let's see, 15 days. And let's look at 1 day. Puts. I don't want to do in the money on this one. I would prefer to do a little bit out, but it's just not really worth it here. 15 days, it could be worth it at a 30. So we get $192. This is a very safe play. And if we buy it at 30, and then it's minus almost $2. So let's just put a limit order of $2. Oh wait. We could try it. I don't know if it would hit, and if it didn't hit, I'd be okay with that because we could try it again the next day because it's trading a little bit flat for me right now. But it could break. Today could be the day, guys. I don't know. But nevertheless, I think I'm going to do that because I'll be pretty happy if we get a $2 discount on a $30 in Lee if it does hit. And if it doesn't hit, then, I mean, if it doesn't hit our strike of 30, if it doesn't pull back, so we just keep the $200 per contract, which we might go ahead and do 2-3 contracts, make it interesting. Alright, I think I will go ahead and put this order in. Let me pull up something. I really like this one. It's underrated. It really is, but it's not going to be a fast MoonShot here. I mean, it's possible. Alright, this order is officially in. Now I want to go ahead and post that on Twitter, so bear with me here. Lee sell put. It was a 30 strike, 15 day till expiration at $2 limit order. Okay. So that's the part I would like to automate, but it's all good. Oh, switch my little because I have the hotkey saved as a number. I probably need to change that to switch the scenes in the video thing. But next year is ox. Yeah, it's the ox. That's right. But ox is a bull. I mean, see, in Chinese, the word for ox, cow, and bull, they're like super like interchangeable. God, these Neo boys are pumping my calls right now. Pfft, I know, right? You sell, yeah, Nathan, are you selling the cover calls on Neo? But see, Neo is interesting because there's some rumors that they're hiring in America. They're going to try to make a push towards the American market, but that is just might not happen anytime soon because of the tensions. Like, you guys don't realize how it is here, but the tensions, it's tense. It's hard to describe, and I guess it doesn't really matter because politics it's just stupid most of the time, unless Nancy Pelosi is buying Apple and Disney and stuff like that. Then it starts to get interesting. But anyways, the Neo puts, this could be interesting. They might get to the American market. Who knows? Or sorry, the Neo, running a wheel strategy on Neo. It costs a decent amount of money to do that, but overall it's probably going to go up. So there shouldn't be any risk. I think it would be better to buy down here though, if it pulled back. Which it might. So I'll keep watching that one, but also we could sell a put at around 58, 57. So we can look at that, because we want to buy it anyways, right? So it could be interesting to sell a put at around, what did I say, 57, 58. It's not that much money. I mean, 58 we can get $1. So we get it for 57 actually, because it lowers our cost basis to 58 would lower, $1 would lower it to 57. It could be interesting. I don't think that would hit. It's just not that much money. I mean, we could always just wait for it to go down and then see, because if we put the strike in for 58, it might go lower than 58. And our cost basis would be 57, but still you get what I mean. So I mean, you just got to think about some of those things. And it just depends on you. There's no right answer, if you're wondering. Oh, Tesla's making a push. Thank the EV gods. Wow, I didn't even notice. It actually did break this support. Looks like it's going to have another period of trading flat. Because look, this is the parallel channel. That's interesting. Actually, I don't want to do that. What I want to do is the shorter one so it doesn't get confusing. But it was kind of trading in here-ish. Obviously that's not perfect, but you get the point. It was trading in here and then it went flat. I guess I could have just explained that faster than I drew it out, but yeah, you get my point. Now it's trading in this parallel and now it's going flat. So it's interesting. It could be a good time to buy it. It's still in my buy zone if we drag this out. Anything above that super trend. And remember guys, my super trend is 7.3, just standard. So anything above this is interesting. It's in my buy zone. I've already got 100 shares, plus I have ARK-K, which has a Tesla in it, in the ARK-K ETF. So I don't need any more exposure. But what else is interesting? The Pfizer, not so much right now. GEVO, already did that. Palantir, Lemonade, Tesla. I need to sell a covered call on Tesla actually. 1 day till expiration. How much money can I get for this? 835. Guys, you think Tesla's going to go to 835 by Friday? Friday in the market, maybe. 865 could be interesting. Let's do it. Might have to roll that. Is it worth it? $200 worth it? Maybe. 865. My break even is what? 5% to break even? Legit? Is that real? It's so expensive. 822 times 5%. Up. 863. Yeah, about. Is it even worth it? Could be. Could be worth it. Oh, my bad. Can't see the screen. Sorry, I need to change those hotkeys. Maybe I can just go ahead and do that. I probably can. Yeah, let me do that real quick. So, I'm gonna make it letters. But then, if I'm typing, shared screen. Okay, well, anyways. Let's see if that works. Yeah, okay. Cool. Sorry about that, guys. That's really stupid for me to put the hotkeys as numbers. Alright. Okay, so anything else interesting that we can look at? Not really. I mean, everything is going pretty well today. It's pulling back a little bit. It can pull back more. What is on discount right now in my portfolio? ACTZ. That's about it. It's looking pretty good. And then my ETFs, can we get anything cheap? THCX is pulling back a lot. This could be interesting. I personally like going in on the 420 ETFs better. Might consider something in this gap. So let's bide our time. we knew what was going to happen with those. Vanguard just bought a lot of shares of what? Is Soxel something you can just buy and let sit? I never bought leverage. Yep, so I bought it and let it sit since the coronavirus lows because I have a lot of the triple leveraged ETFs, and they've made a lot of money. They're actually outperforming by more than 3 times their 1x counterparts. But here's the 3x watch list, just in case you guys want to pause that and look at it. This one is not, by the way. I'm not sure why that was on it. That's only a 2x, and it's energy ETF. But anyways, it's on my 3x watch list. But anyways, these are the ones I like to buy and just hold. Because look, guys, you're probably going to hear different opinions on that for sure. And if you just Google, probably what I just said is an unpopular opinion. Oh, Vanguard just bought Tesla. Good. Yeah, it was in my buy zone. I guess they're watching the stream, right? But yeah, so the 3x, I mean, look, because everything was down in March. It's like last March, like we can't time the bottom by any means. So I dollar cost averaged into the 3x ETFs, and I got a bunch of it. And you know, we knew that the market was going to recover because the coronavirus is a temporary thing, and all the stimulus and stuff, and the vaccine, and it's like we knew it was going to improve, and it was only temporarily down. So like, why wouldn't you do that though? It's like, why would you just buy SPY if it's down so much and there's a lot of catalysts coming that's going to make it go up? So I didn't see any problem with that, and I went in on it. That's why I said my options I'm actually very conservative with, but my buy and hold that technically would be pretty not conservative. That legit would be not conservative. That would be a little bit risky as far as buy and hold goes. But I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Guys, thanks for joining. If you appreciate what I'm doing, hit up the tip jar. Just send me $1. And if you're making gains on my picks, I really would appreciate that. And if you're not making gains on my picks, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. But it makes me feel better seeing a tip than not. You know what I mean? Because we're doing all this for free right now. The good news is we've almost got 1,000 subs on YouTube, which is 1,000 subs I need plus 4,000 hours. We can monetize the YouTube, at least say something. But it's all good though. I'm not worried about it. I'm literally doing this no matter what right now. So I do appreciate that. And guys, if you don't know about the Discord, please, there's a link in the description for the Discord, and there's a wall of fame. So if you are making a lot of money from my picks, go ahead and send me a screenshot of those gains, because I will post it on the wall of fame in the Discord. I really would appreciate that. It helps me overall. And also, guys, the hitting of the like button and the commenting, that helps me more than you know it, especially for a small channel like mine. No matter if it's YouTube or Twitter or even Reddit, like, you guys helped me out today actually on the Reddit, so I really appreciate that. So please hit me up with those things, you know what I mean? Alright, so moving on, let's see what's going on. So nothing's too interesting, I gotta be honest with you. Things are pulling back though, so could start getting interesting here really soon. Things have pulled back a little bit, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, I mean, TCX though needs to pull back more. How about the print? Still pretty high. Let's go back to the Tesla though. I feel like I should go ahead and do that though, although it might pop. I could sell the call at, well, they're probably just gone up in price, as a matter of fact. Yes. Oof, this 860 is 300 now. Maybe could get 300. I mean, I might as well go ahead and try to take either 400 or go out a little bit just to play it safe. And this is one day though. It's a tough decision because I don't want to get assigned. Worst case scenario, I'll roll it. So this is going up, so that's good. We're making money on those. 250. Let's go ahead and just do 870, keep it even. And let's do a 2.4. Let's see if it hits, because if it goes up a little bit more, it might. Also, we could do a little bit higher, because if I miss out on the $250 from selling a covered call on 100 shares of Tesla, I'm not going to really be so bummed out. But that's in one day, so about 1 day. So it's not bad overall. So we want to do that. Oh, gotta buy. Gotta sell that. Don't make mistakes. Pay attention, guys. Strike 870. Let's go ahead and do it. 1 day till expiration is cool. I don't think it will go up that high, although it has been known to do that. So let me just go ahead and post that on my Twitter real quick. So for the guys that are not watching this, they can either go back, or if they're just following along on Twitter, Tesla sell call. 1 day till expiration. It was the 870 strike, and it was 2. What do we do? 240? Forgot already. 250. All right, put that in the Twitter. All right, guys, let's look for something else. Let's look for something else. How's the sundial doing? Back up? Yeah, a little bit. That one's a little bit crazy for me. I wonder how CRM is doing. Yeah, Salesforce. It's been a while since I looked at this one. Not doing that great. Could be interesting though, because it broke the super trend. That's interesting. It looks very similar to Salesforce. And how about Baidu? That's right, we need to look at that one. It's up a little bit. Okay, keep waiting for it to pull back into my buy zone. And then the other one was BLDP. Ballard Power. Yes, that was one brought to my attention. Okay. We're gonna keep watching that one. It might continue selling off, because of it is in a bearish or neutral trend on the 4-hour. On the day, it's not though. Usually I go off of the day because I like to trade on day candlesticks, usually a day or 4 hours. We're gonna keep watching it. No rush. Let me check my notes, my watch list. I literally use my watch list for my notes. Futu, yeah, that's right. So many to remember. Man, it's just it crossed my target and then it dropped and then it's going back up. It would have been really interesting to get it for 150 though. Man, did we just miss out on that? Yep. Not too long ago. Huh. Well, keep waiting. And what else from the watch list is interesting? Clove, we could check up on the PSTH as well. This one could be interesting. Pershing Square down today. Okay. Okay, well, we're going to keep waiting a little bit more. No rush for that one because there's nothing going on with it. There's no, it's just all hype. So let's go ahead and look at Clove. Dropped out of my buy zone. This one, be careful, guys. Watch out for it to go lower than $12. And let me look at the options real quick. My current positions. Catch up on this. Apple's not doing very well, huh? Spaces, DraftKings, that one's. I'm gonna keep it because the worst thing we can just lose is $100. The Moo is good. That one I need to wait until, I forgot. Yep, about a 7,500%. I mean, I could go ahead and put that in though, because it's almost 60. So let me just check my Excel, see if I am in the green for this one. Yeah, almost. I'll wait till 100 maybe. Let's look at the chart on this one though. I still don't know if I goofed. Almost got a job at Salesforce. Didn't get far enough in process. What is going on with Apple? Yeah, I know, right? That's too bad, but it's still undervalued in the overall consensus that I'm seeing. It is. Everybody, thanks for tuning in here. I really appreciate all you guys. Let's see this Moo. Moo it's going well. It's going well. It's almost about to flip the super trend. That can be great. So we don't want to do anything with that. When's my expiration on this contract? March 21st. We have plenty of time. Yeah, I'm just going to keep it, see what happens. Shaking my head. I mean, sorry, SMH. I literally did that on accident. That was not on purpose. 6, 8. Yeah, I mean, we're 33%. I already took one at 25. I don't want to do anything else with that. Even if we take the profits, we can always buy back. The SBE is not doing very well. We need to look at this. This one would be, let's see, how much long do we have? March 19th. We still have some time. And it's not so bad. I think I might have to cut this if the underlying drops at 36 out of my buy zone. Apple is down, but it's not down that much. And it's still on this trend, which if it continues on this slope of incline up until April the 16th, which is my expiration, then it could be good. Because I think it's going to go bounce and bounce and like a bouncy ball. Usually that's what they do. So hopefully it bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce and bounce up here before the April 16th and then come down or something, but we can buy it back. But pretty much like that, so it is what it is on that one. Just gonna have to wait it out. DraftKings, I would like to take a bigger position in. This could be the day. It is just pecking on our buy zone. Need to stay on target with this one though. And yeah, I definitely want to buy that one. We could sell puts. I mean, that's just how it goes. I mean, just sell the puts, wait to get the cheaper price, and if it doesn't drop, then at least we get something for waiting. That's the way I look at it. It's better than not, but you have to be ready to have 100 shares, which I think I am, because then I can just sell calls. Yeah, we have this position actually for 75. That's funny. That one's not doing well, but that's pretty much what I expected. But I would be interested in some sort of leaps. We could also try vertical spread to get a cheaper position. Man. So, I mean, let me look at the chart. Okay, so look, it's on this slope of incline, I think. So if we go out until June, we could possibly see maybe a 70 would be good for this, or 65 because it's not close to 80 though in June. So let's look at the contracts calls, and this is not June, that's January. Let's check June, April, May. What? February, March, April, May, August. Where's the June? Okay, well, May, June is, could do May. Prefer to do longer than shorter, to be honest with you. Let's try August. So I would say maybe a 70 on that. It's not very expensive, $900. 75, and then our break even is what? Break even is 83 versus the 70 is 79. The delta won't be very good as 43. Can be interesting though. The IV is not that high. I mean, you can't expect it to be super low anyways, unless it's way out in expiration and in the money. So I think the 71 looks pretty interesting, or even 65 to be honest with you, because if it's right now, if it's $5, what am I gonna say? This is $5. Let's just say $10. 70 is about $10 out of the money is $900, and then if you go back $10 in the money is $1465. So that just can really just rough estimate of how much could possibly make if it passed our strike and went in the money a little bit. Really rough estimate. I mean, obviously it depends on a lot of other things, but I don't really want to calculate that right now. So, but if you're just wondering, so I mean, it can be interesting. I think 65. There's not a very big difference. We're only talking about saving $150 here, and it would give us a little bit higher delta, right at the money. I think it's interesting. I think we should do it, and then maybe even to get a leaps to supplement it. And also, we could do a spread. Could be interesting. Let's see. Straddle, strangle, vertical. So change this to vertical. I want to go over to the graph. I like this view better. So we want to do this is 190 days. We want to do the 65-70, but I want to change the width to about 20. So this is the buy the 65, sell the 85. Yeah, because I don't think it's going to go to 85. It might though. I mean, what do we think it's realistically going to go to? We could do the 60-80. This could be interesting because basically we cap out of how much profit we can make at the price we're selling it at. You know what I mean? Because look, here's a graph. Caps it out because we're selling the call. So I mean, what do we realistically? So we want it to hit around like close to it. So I think. And this is for August. So where's August? Here it is. It's way out, isn't it? We might even see $100 DraftKings. It would be about 90. So I think 80 is not bad. We could do maybe 85 on that. But it doesn't really matter so much, guys, because we might be selling that anyways. This one is going to cost us how much? 632. Yep, that one's going to cost us 632. So our max loss is only 632, and then the max profit is 1368. I mean, so go back to the graph. So if you see, if actually the price is at, well, we're buying the 60, so 60 plus how much it costs. So it should be right around that at the strike price. Well, we will start losing money, but then it'll be capped at about $60. So that's interesting. I don't do very many the vertical spreads because it limits the upside. But yeah, I don't think there's a. Yeah, let's do it. I'm tempted to wait though, to be honest with you. But it's down today, and it might bounce off as you've seen here. Let me just make sure this is all right, and I will go ahead and confirm this. The limit price of, I want to change the limit price now that I think about it. change it to 600. Yep, that's better. And then let me take a screenshot of this really quick. Alright, that's placed. So let's see if it hits. I'm not going to be so sad if that doesn't hit. DKNG, bird spread, buy the, what was it? We bought the 60, buy 60, sell, it was the 80, sell 80, and that was for August expiration, and limit at $6. I feel pretty good about that one. Ah, yes, thanks for reminding me. ICLN is interesting. What are your thoughts on those 420 stocks? Yeah, I mean, I knew they were going to correct by a huge amount. It's not a surprise. I don't get into the things that are hyping or hyped. Once they correct, we can consider it, or beforehand, we try to identify them before, like we did with AMC and Nokia, and like the MVIS we just did today. Like, we try to do that before it starts popping off. Yeah, they're too hyped. May 19th, 75 call, looking rip, yeah, legit. Why do a spread? Because it's cheaper. So for the 60, let me look at it. If we just did the 60, okay, so that cost me, if it hits, it would cost me, it was $600. So if we just did the 60 here, it would cost $1,200. Okay, so it's half price. So it's cheaper exposure, and it limits your upside, but also it limits the loss too because it's cheaper. So that's why. You need level 3 for that, by the way. Some of you guys got level 3 for sure. Mar and Riot popping off today. Yeah, because that's because Bitcoin is. That's just how it's going. Literally, there's no reason to buy those unless, only thing I can think of is actually not necessarily a bad idea now that I think about it. It is, we could get options on those. So it would just increase the, I guess, leverage, as you could say. But I mean, it's not like you can't buy Bitcoin with 3x, 5x. And right now, and if you really wanted to, and you don't know how, you can always DM me, and I can let you know how to do with 1000x. But you don't want to do that. Don't recommend it. But it's possible. Anything from 1x all the way to, or even negative x, you can. All the way up to 1000x. It's possible. Also, Bitcoin options is possible. But if you already got your money in Webull, then for sure. And if you don't have an account with Webull, link in the description, 4 free stocks, one might be Facebook. And also, guys, don't forget to actually deposit $100 there, because they're not going to give you the free stocks, unfortunately, unless you do deposit 100. But once you deposit 100, like, you get 4 stocks, and they're usually around $10, so that's like 40% ROI. So you might as well do that. Everybody's got $100 they can spare, pretty much, right? I mean, I know times are tough, but if you're watching this video, you probably got $100. Maybe not. I don't know, actually. Can you please share what keyboard you are using? Sounds really good. The keyboard, I'm on a laptop. So it's the keyboard that came with the laptop, but my laptop is a Razer. I use a Razer. I don't know what model it is or anything like that. I took the little sticker off here. So it's good. I like it. I'm not a technical guy, but I like this. I always had Alienwares before, but I switched to Razer. I've had Alienwares for maybe 5 years, and I finally switched. It's not good. I don't hate the mining stocks. Too many people afraid to jump in Bitcoin because it's 48 a coin. See the stock as a good buy and affordable for a well-performing coin versus. I'm not sure if I agree with that, Monica, but you could be right, because I was in the Bitcoin mining business from like 2016 to 2018, so I know how it is for when that crashes. So I always say the worst case scenario, if you're holding Bitcoin and it crashes, you still have the Bitcoin and it's worth something. But the mining companies, they literally can go out of business. It would not be hard to go bankrupt, I guess. So I'd be careful about that. I don't know if I agree with that. Because the mining is it's a hard business. It's very, very hard. And I think people that are pumping those, so they're not pumping it really, Bitcoin's going up, they're buying it. But I don't think they really understand. I think they're just treating it as like a way to buy Bitcoin that's more, has more volume, which is not necessarily a bad idea, but I wouldn't recommend that because it might crash and it'll be more painful if you're holding the mining stock than Bitcoin. It will be more painful. I'm trying to think of a way it wouldn't be more painful. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. But I'm not saying don't invest in crypto. That's not at all. I'm just saying those mining stocks, I wouldn't do that. There's other things you can do. You just buy crypto. And don't buy it on Webull. Don't buy crypto on Robinhood or any of those brokers. Go to a real exchange, of crypto exchange, and buy your Bitcoin and actually hold them. Or Bitcoin or ETH or whatever. Yeah, but the thing is, people think they gotta buy one Bitcoin. You can buy $100 worth. You know what? Some people do think that. That's crazy. It's crazy too. I always tell people that. I'm specifically one person I'm thinking about right now. Just so difficult to explain to them that they don't need to buy one. They can buy fractional. That is such a hard concept to explain to boomers, to be honest with you. I think they use brown switches on Razer laptop keyboards. I don't know what that means. Ah, that must be why it sounded good when you were bottoming them out. If you want crypto, hit me up and I'll get you invite codes for sure. What candlestick time frame do you recommend to use? 1 day. Unless you're talking about crypto, then it's different. It's different animal. But I would say for crypto, I would say probably 1 hour if you really want to zoom in. But probably 4 hours is your friend on crypto. But then for stocks, a day, and zoom in at 4 hours. I started buying Bitcoin in 2018, stopped after it crashed and didn't get back into it. Well, that's unfortunate. Should have kept buying it, but it's hard to do. So that's when I was in the mining and it crashed. And maybe you guys don't understand. Like, you're mining, you need to pay for the electricity, and if the coin goes down, it's not profitable to be mining. So you just stop mining, and you still have the overhead costs. So just overnight, you're going to be running red. And if it crashes to 3,000, you're going to be bleeding money until it goes back to 50. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. It doesn't even have to crash to 3,000. I would estimate right now, if Bitcoin crashed to 40, 35, a lot of people would be unprofitable mining. Because of the difficulty, the hash rate, the new mining rigs are always coming out. You always have to upgrade it. It's super capital intensive business. Super. So I had sold everything off, sold my machines and the locations they were at, the farms or whatever you call them, the data centers, and a while ago. And if those machines are not, they're expensive too. Some are like $15,000 per machine right now because of the hype. But if they're not profitable, who's going to want to buy them? Nobody, unless it's speculators thinking maybe it'll bounce back later. But they're not going to buy them for anything worth. They're just going to buy them for scrap metal price. So just be careful with that. I've been sprinkling Ethereum and Bitcoin, and I have to put something in Doge because of the hype. I know. I really am wondering if Musk is going to get in trouble for pumping that. I wonder if he has a stake in Doge. Obviously he does, because maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Maybe his son does or something. One of his sons? I don't know. Anyways. I agree. If you do smaller than 1 hour and 4 hour crypto charts, yeah, you're going to have a bad time. I did it before, and it's hard to day trade crypto. It's not easy. Stocks is much easier. It's much, because of the fundamentals. Electric costs changing too. Gotta up your hardware. Yep, so frequently to keep up. Yep, the rent on huge data centers, the cooling, the AC. You don't understand how hot those things get. You gotta keep it almost in a freezing temperature. Not really, but you gotta keep it way cold. Super cold. Some people do liquid cooling now, but that's also expensive. So, you know, it's tough business overall. Not for me. All right, let's go ahead and get. Sorry, just testing that out. Okay, let's go ahead and get back to this stuff. Did anything even hit? How are my options doing? Apple's still lagging. Space is going well. I hope you guys joined the space with me. I'm pretty sure some of you guys did. It's going all right. DraftKings, rest in peace. The Moo waiting for 100%. I could go ahead and put that in. 100% on 290 is what? 580? Let's go ahead and put that in. Or we can let it ride, but I'm taking the 580 to be honest with you. It's a small position now for me. It doesn't really matter, but I'll take it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this limit order in just in case after I walk away from my trading station, just in case it pops up. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and then, alright, orders in. Let me put this on the Twitter. Let's see. What was that? Moo. Mid to 100% profit. I think that's, people will know what we're doing here. And that's the last for that one. Okay. And let's see what else. Moo. Oh, nice. SMH is up already. We just picked that one up. I've still got 3 contracts too. It's almost 50%. We might trim that at 50, like I always say, 25, 50, 100, but I think this one I might let ride a little bit more because it's so early and we have until late March, and semiconductors are usually really good. The SBE looks like it's improving a little bit. Let's check out the graph there, and then after we do this, we're going to maybe I was wrong on that. Thought it was improving, not okay. Still in here. Wait to cut it more. How's AMD? GVO. I wonder what about the NVIS. Yeah. Oh, nice. Our space is up 7%. Well, see, that's the thing is, we actually want it to go back to our buy zone because I want to get the cheap shares. I want to be assigned because we sold this put, so I want it to get assigned. My strike was $46. So yeah, it's right at the top of my buy zone. So I actually wanted to pull back there, and we have until the March 21st. So yep, that's plenty of time. It might pull back. We can always close it for an 18% profit, and then we could always reopen it later. So just roll it, but I don't think there's really any point to do that right now. And let's see, what else should we look at? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It doesn't. Yeah, that one was just for fun, guys. The DraftKings 75 strike. That was just for fun. Sometimes we'll do that. Someone had, I forgot who it was, but someone had mentioned that in the Discord. I'm like, yeah, why not? Let's do it. Because that's low risk, but it's possibly can make a lot of money. For only $25, you can make a couple hundred. Because DraftKings could pop off. And I wouldn't close it. I wouldn't close that because I wouldn't close that because it can pop. So I wouldn't close it. It's possible to get to 75. And how long do we have? That strike was, or the expiration was what? It was next Friday, right? Yeah, February 19th. So let me just draw a little thing here. That's 75. Almost 75. And then, let's see. 19th is right here. So we would need it to go right there. That would be where we need it to go. It's very possible. I mean, up $15 in one and a half of these grids is possible. Like right here. So that was at about 44 and then up to 55. It's tough. But see, it doesn't necessarily have to hit it, the 75. But it could just go up a lot tomorrow, for example, and then we could sell it at a profit, which, you know, we might look into that. How's the overall market? It's going good. Everything is all on the up and up, except for THCX. Let's take a look at that one more time. It's interesting. Let's see, what else can we do? Let's look at Facebook. Too flat. SPY is not up that much. Okay. This is where we can make some decent money if on one of these corrections. So really we need to wait for one of these pullbacks and then get into it big on some leaps or something. That would be a good idea. But so far we need it to pull back a little bit. I wonder if the semiconductors we could, if there's still a discount. Nope, they've recovered everything. They're about to flip the super trend. It is what it is. Lee is up 3.2%. Looks like that support was correct. That is an accurate support. BLDP, this one is interesting because it is just down so much. I think it's not a bad idea to start dollar cost averaging. I don't know if it's going to go to my support, but overall this might not be a bad idea. Oh yeah, Eli. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. There's just so many things. Estee Lauder, don't want that. Down. This is good. But it's up though overall from when it was down. Why is that not in the wick, the bottom wick? Why is that not in my buy zone? I thought it went down there. Yeah, it did. It just doesn't show on the day because it's aftermarkets, I guess. Okay, whatever. Yep, look at that. That would have been good. That would have been good, guys. But that happened at after hours, so what you gonna do? Well, I mean, we have after hours trading, so we can't, on Webull, it's very good actually. We can literally trade at 3 a.m. So 3 a.m. EST, that is. So that actually really helps me out of my time zone for sure. So I mean, guys, don't be a noob and only trade in the market hours, because look, you're gonna miss all of that stuff. You know, normal people wouldn't be able to buy that dip, but we would have been able to. It's going up next Friday, totally possible. All right, we gotta get the. I know. Wall Street bet boys to pump it. For sure. Somebody start working on some interesting graphics with some diamond hands and some, I don't know what else they talk about over there. Whatever they talk about in trending over there, you put it on a nice graphic and then you post it on Wall Street Bets. See, what could we possibly think of to make it pump? Anyways, this is this illegal to do that? For us to be talking about that? I don't even know. Pump and dump is illegal, right? But I mean, I can guarantee you that's what people are doing over there. I'm cool if SNDL Sundial hits 4 today. Got 125 credit. What you mean? Sundial is down, right? Oopsies, doesn't it? Sundial growers. Yep. Good. It's all Medica. This one just doesn't seem very interesting for me. What else is good? The iPod really is disappointing. It's not so bad, but I definitely cut that yesterday, and good thing that we did because it dropped further. We can always buy it back. The next thing I'm watching for is the super trends and this the support. Corsair. That's a little bit flat. Okay, what's currently the most discount? THCX, SBE, Star Peak, that's right. Interesting. Let's just draw some quick trends. This could be possible. Or it might pull back to a stronger support, I would imagine, is this. Something like that. And I think that's initially why I had a buy zone down here. But I don't know, this one is not a bad because of the possible merger. And it's still going up. It's pretty expensive as it is though. So yeah, I'd be a buyer closer down here. The SPACs, you gotta be a little bit careful about it. Wow, Redfin is up 10% today. Wow. That is pretty good. I wonder, I need to pay attention to the Zillow and the Redfin one. That would be interesting looking into. Gosh, Zillow is up 18%? What's going on? Morgan Stanley just raised the price target to 161 an hour ago. Uber, Under Armour, Bed Bath & Beyond. Stocks making the biggest moves. Pepsi. Somebody said Coca-Cola had good technicals. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't look so bad. This is bouncing off the 180 MA. If it flips this, I could buy it. I would buy it because I'm not really super interested in Coca-Cola, to be honest with you. I'm more interested in tech. And like online type of things, but and I don't drink Coke personally because that's yeah, I just don't think that's healthy and stuff, so it doesn't matter. I can buy the stock though. If it makes money. I tried to ask on VIP, think was overlooked, but how do you determine your buy zones and target prices? Did I overlook that one? Oh man, I apologize if I did. I really tried to answer all. Maybe I was thinking about coming back to it. Anthony? Let me look. Whoa. Alright, well anyways, I don't take the time to go through that right now, but I can just answer your question. How do I determine my buy zones and target prices? Well, we were going over that a little bit before, so maybe you just tuned in, but I can go over it again. So it's based off of my 10% of the technical analysis that I do. I use the MA 180 to look for some sort of strong support, and so Coca-Cola is touching on the 180 right now. So that can be interesting. Also the super trend, this is red super trend, so that means neutral or bearish, so don't get into a position. Once it flips over to green, then that would be, we would get in the position, although that's not always going to work, so I don't put too much weight on that. And then the next thing, I would just be looking for the supports on the trend lines. So for example, on this is Apple. So as you can see, there is a clear support in the slope of incline here. So my buy zone would be, well, I already bought it, but it was on the support when it touched the support. And then the target price is based on fundamental. So that's my entry. But my target price, and it's not necessarily going to be my exit price because I might just reevaluate and keep them, especially if they're leaps or comments. But so it's not necessarily going to be exit, but the target price is on based on fundamental analysis and due diligence. So those you're going to have to do by yourself because everybody's going to have different opinions on it. But overall consensus, you can see, like, and if you have no idea where to even start, you can go up here on Webull, right here, and you can just see, this is based on 40 analysts. So you have, I don't know who these analysts are, and like, it's like, who are the fact checkers or who are these analysts? We don't even know. So don't really put so much weight on what they're saying, but it gives you a overall temperature. And so they're saying 150, 175 all day long on Apple. So I put mine at 150 because really for me that's going to be when I reevaluate. And I had a strike price of 150. But I mean, that just gives you a basic idea of how I'm doing, how I'm determining all those things. Good earnings. People are leaving cities, New York, LA. What do you mean? Tesla pulling back again. Come on. Yeah, it's probably why my order didn't hit. I'm wondering about that. None of my... Look, the DraftKings vert spread is not hitting. The Moo is not going to hit anyways. That's 100% at 100% profit. Tesla's didn't hit, and my lead didn't hit. My portfolio is going up overall, and that would be weird if Tesla is pulling back because I have 100 shares of Tesla. It's up 1.2%, but yeah, it pulled back a little bit for sure. I'm looking at the day chart, it doesn't really look like that. It's pulling back. But of course, if you look at the 15-minute, it would. Because for me, overall, it's in my buy zone. I don't... For sure, it's going to fluctuate a little bit, but... This is more for the day traders. You got your 25,000 in your account, you want to buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell every single day. For sure, you can do like that. One interesting one we could take a look at, guys, is Ford. Trust the expert sarcasm. I know, I mean, don't trust anybody except for yourself. Don't trust me. Don't trust nobody. Make your own decisions. The experts, we don't know who they are. At least you know who I am, though. But the experts, we don't know who these people are. I mean, I guess we could probably find out. Like, I don't even know, to be honest with you. For me, I just take it as like, kind of just like a poll. If I ran a poll on Twitter, like, hey, what do you think Apple target should be? And then just see what everybody thinks. Like, that's the only thing I consider, you know. You can afford Ford. Okay, let's talk about it. Look, this can be interesting. The catalyst for Ford of why it's going up and why it should continue to go up is because it is an American-made car that is switching into EV. Also a popular American-made car. They have the Mustang. It's going to be all electric. It doesn't have as good of range as Tesla, but it doesn't matter because those Tesla ranges are so far. Like, what do people want to road trip in Teslas? I guess. But for me, I just want to like go to the supermarket and then come back and trade. Like, I don't need 1,000 mile range or something like that. I don't even know how much the ranges are off the top of my head, although the Neo one was supposed to be really, really, really far, but then, oh yeah, it's not going to be super far until like 2 years from now. The Neo Day thing, which is so stupid. Like, they literally hyping all that stuff up, and then it was pretty disappointing at Neo Day. But that's why I pulled back. And yet the fanboys continue fanboying. But Neo's a nice car. It's not that nice. And for any of you guys that don't know, I'm in Shanghai. I've sat in these Neos and the Lees and everything. I see them all the time. So Ford is an electric, is technically some sort of EV play. Now, obviously not an EV play like Tesla or Neo or Lee, sorry, but it is some sort of, because they are shifting over. And probably you're not going to really go wrong with Ford or even GM or Workhorse, which is another one we should look at. Yeah, most of the electric vehicles are going up. Interesting. Workhorse is at our target. Right, touching on it, and then what was the other one? Xpeng is really good because of the self-driving. Down. Lee. Up a lot. Well, that's probably not going to hit our... Maybe it will. We'll see. We're going to keep waiting to see if any of our orders hit. I just like to do a few, and I don't want to do too crazy, do like 20, 30 different orders, because we've already got 1, 2, 3, 4 in. So we're going to... And you know me, I always try to get a good deal. So I put the limit orders out. If it doesn't hit, it doesn't hit. We can try it again. So look on the Ford. I think interesting. I want us to look at the options because if you have 100 shares, it's like $11.50, and it's on discount right now. So if you start selling covered calls 29 days out, this is calls. Okay, so sold the covered calls. Maybe at, let's see, what was my target was $13. If it continues at this slope it's on, it will intersect at March 5th. So how many days is that? Let me pull up this calendar. 1, 2, 3 weeks, more than 3 weeks. Okay. So back to here. So do 15 days. So that's February, March. Oh, it's 22 days. Okay. So that's the March 6th. So we don't. So that's $13. And that's just my target, and that's just my technical analysis. You guys can think differently about this. But I'm thinking that wouldn't give us any wiggle room if we did it exactly. And this is assuming it continues at this slope. And this is for selling the covered calls at 13 strike, I'm thinking about. But overall, we're not getting much money on that. Yeah, it's not worth it. Puts, sell a put for 8 days, try to buy it. Yes, it's just going down right now. That's why the premiums for the calls are. Apple's finally turning around. Yeah, so Ford wouldn't be interesting for selling covered calls for me. The premiums are just not worth it. There's better things to be doing. If you're interested, you should check out Solo, SOLO, for selling the covered calls. Those premiums are good. Also ACTC and GEVO. But I wanted to look at another one here. Apple's turning around. Let's see. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I know what I wanted. I wanted to look at the calls out, way out. Just do a buy calls. This one I get rid of, and then let's see. So we thought it was going to hit in March, $13 in March, right? March 5th, $13. That's what we think. Of course, it might not. So that's why we're going to give ourselves some wiggle room. So instead of doing March, we're going to do April, May, June at $13. That's very safe. And that only is going to cost us $100 per contract. This one's interesting. The delta on this is a 41. It's not bad. It's not super good, but what do you expect though? And then the break even though, you have to watch out. The break even is going to be $14 for sure. Because it's 13 plus $1 is $14. So actually it might be better to just do 12. Still the break even is going to be more than 13. But again, that's why we are doing this way out. This is in June. We could do June. We could do September and get a bunch of them. At 12 or 13 even, that's 14 and almost 14 and a half break even. 13.7 break even. It's interesting because it's not expensive. Or we could do deep in the money. It's not necessarily a bad idea because you can get 92 delta. 92 shares, how much is it going to cost? $570 is a really good deal actually. Because it costs, for 92 shares is more than $1,000. So that's literally half price for the same exposure. I don't know, what do you guys think? They ruled that batteries can't be imported from South Korea for like 5 years or something, so there's battery problems as of yesterday. That's interesting. So how about the LAC? I bet you, let's look at that and bet you it's up. It's up, not that much. Because this is the resource company that mines lithium. The company is focused on development of 2 lithium development projects. The, whoa, can't say that, Calchari Alaraz project, which is located in Argentina. Oh, and the lithium Nevada. That's the one I was interested in. Northwestern Nevada. It's nice up there actually. I would like to go check out their mine someday. So the point here would be, on this play would be shortage of batteries, and then this is the company that's mining the lithium, right? Yeah, for sure. I didn't expect Ford and GM to moonlight Tesla or something, but they will be switching over in the future. Eventually, they'll switch all over to only electric. So, you know, will be interesting. And I mean, don't sleep on Ford though. I mean, I know it's not very popular, and it's almost like a boomer stock, to be honest with you. But I'm not sleeping on it because of the Mustang is coming out. It can be interesting. I would like to check it out. But yeah, but anyways, this battery thing can be interesting. I think I might do something like that. That's 100 solar shares for that, still waiting to transfer. Yep. Sounds interesting for sure. Started selling solo calls, pretty good cash flow. Yep. I always usually recommend the solo calls, selling those calls to start out because it's cheap and it's actually not chump change that you can make. My concern with Leaps right now is everyone talking about a market correction this year. Leaps would take a hit. Yeah. Leaps would take a hit, then you couldn't sell calls, really. What do you mean? Solo cover calls might be the one. Yes. It's a good one to start out. The lithium battery ETF is also a good idea. I'm thinking about it. Let's see. Price target rated 31 from 20. Interesting. 7 lithium battery stocks for big growth. Lithium Americas Corp tips more than broader markets, which you should know. Not all that good. That was a long time ago. That was on the 4th. Yeah, I don't want to read that old. That's too old, but the price target is interesting. That's raised, and yep, that's it. Well, let's take a look at LIT. This one needs to be on my ETF. Not up as much. Kathy Wood. Copycats trigger 3 billion surge in PN Health. Interesting. If you want, you should read that with me. Kathy Wood. Copycats trigger 3 billion surge in PN Health. Kathy Wood's 6.8 million bet on PN. Oops, can't read that. I gotta pay the Bloomberg subscription, which I don't want to do. Let's see if we can find some other relevant news for that. Tilray, Bitcoin ETF. I mean, this is not even about lithium ETF. Overall, this is a good play. Get some leaps on this. I understand what you're saying about the market correction, for sure. It is cause for concern, but it's already corrected last year, so I don't know. I really don't. I mean, we should always be cautious, but I don't really see anything crazy. You can always sell the positions if it does start correcting. But especially, actually, one thing I would like to know is about the stimulus. What's going on with that? Any particular strike date? Date people like Solo 78? If you're selling a call, I mean, it just depends. You can calculate how much the ROI or whatever for the premiums. But yeah, that could be interesting. And I think I'm going to go ahead and make a play on one of these, though. I'm not worried about a market correction because we're going to take profit at 25, 50, and 100. We're not going to wait for the leaps. We're not necessarily going to wait for them to go out a year from now. You know what I mean? I mean, we might if it takes that long, but once the profit comes, I will take it, free up the cash, and get into something else. I'll wait for a smaller dip and then get back into it. So I'm not all that concerned. But for sure, we should be concerned with a correction. But just the last week, we saw like a, it was like 5% almost. I feel like in my portfolio took a big correction because I have a lot of the 3X. So it was pretty bad. I think I was down like $100,000, but now I'm already back up, and I'm just not all that concerned if it does, because we can always hold it. And like, what do you think? It's going to crash 30% like Corona, but there's nothing going to happen like Corona. I mean, probably. Maybe there is, though, so who knows. But you get my point. Like, that was a pretty big crash already. And now everything's opening up. So it's a good debate topic, really. But I'm not sure about it. So I wanted to look at the LAC. This is probably going to be the last one for today. I'm not getting anything filling today. I need to maybe reconsider, but my my limit order's too high or something like that. But then again, I'm trying to get a good deal. Too high or too low, one of the others. Depends on what we're doing. Maybe I should. I just tell myself that, but then again, I don't want to change anything I'm doing because it's working out for me. So I don't want to overpay. And I've done it before. I really just want to get into a position and then get into it, but and then it's like, oh, regret, should have. And then the next day it's like, man, I could have just set my limit order and bought it for a lot cheaper. So, you know. Anyways, so the LAC. Let's look at some stuff on this. I don't know. Let's do a little bit of the TA. Looks like it's going up. I think we could easily see $30. I don't think that would be a problem, especially if that news starts panning out like we're talking about before, about the shortage of batteries, which that's just very normal. You know, most of the batteries in the world are coming from China. I'd probably cut around 17.5. No need to keep it for a long time. There's no gaps. Well, there was a little one here, but it was already filled. And then this could totally go flat. So we need to be a little bit careful. And this, let's go ahead and put another one. And it probably would be smart to watch this for another day, but see which way it's going to go. If it's going to continue trading flat down on this one, or if it's going to go up on that one. So let's see. But overall, I think this is not a bad idea. Actually, I would like to make a note of this one because this could be a good notable mention for tomorrow. Right up. Awesome. Got a tip from Xavier. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I don't get any notification cool things pop up on my screen, but if you're watching and you appreciate this, we're doing it totally for free. All my write-ups too. Usually don't get them write-ups for free, guys, but we're doing it all for free here. So if you go ahead and just leave me a little bit, it makes me feel better. The amount is not important. So I do appreciate that, so thanks. But anyways, yeah, I don't have any cool pop-ups for that. I just check on my phone. So I made a note of that. LAC one. I do appreciate you guys. Follow along on the Twitter. I need to plug this stuff every once in a while. Follow along on my Twitter. I post the real trades there. Please go ahead and sub to the YouTube. We're posting almost every day. And sometimes we do the live stream as well. So this is a double day for me. Got to make the video and do the live stream. But it's all good. I enjoy it. So let's continue. Yeah, I'm interested in this. Could intersect here, 30. I'm going to give it plenty of time though, because this one we're not really sure, but it really could pay off if there's a battery shortage. And this is the one company, at least the only one that I'm super familiar with, that is mining domestically for lithium. But supposedly there's a really big deposit in northwestern Nevada. This one doesn't have much going on. 99 days, May 21st. It's pretty far out. I think that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I think we're going to do that. March 21st. This one is shorter. Yep, this one would be right at our thing. Funny how that works out sometimes. It's almost right at it. I don't see this trading flat for so long, although it does sometimes. How long was that flat for? From October until December, so 2-3 months. So we definitely want to be at least 2-3 months out. May. That's only 3 months, huh? Let's see. I just want to play it safe. This could be a good one to sell covered calls on because it's not that expensive. You could get it. The IV is a little bit high right now. Doesn't make that much money though. Forget it. So that's a good time for us to buy it then. We could do something different. We could do a 22.5 for March. This one could pay out, but it would be break-even price on that would be 25.7. So it would need to go up by 20% by 1 month. That doesn't seem very interesting for me. It's possible. 20% in 1 month. 20% up would be what? Currently it is 21.55. 25.86. Huh. Doesn't seem bad when you think about it like that. Anyways, yeah, I'm thinking about it. 25.86. I mean, we could do the. It's possible. It's possible that the decay is killing these ones. Or we could do something like this. That would be a 30. That's what the break even. Yep, that one's safer. I like it. Because that would give us 99 days, so that's more than 3 months. That's when we think it's going to intersect around that time with the target of $31. The break even is 28%, which is much better than 20% in 1 month. That's 28% at 3 months. And the break even price is $27.80, so that's even less. So this one is safer. I like it. Now the question is, how much are we going to try to get it for? 530? 4 contracts? Yeah, I think this one could be good. Okay, so double check. LAC 22.5 strike, 99 days, call by 4. I'm gonna place this order. I think this one is not that risky. Of course, if it crashes, could be. So let's see. Go ahead and post it to the Twitter. LAC call 22.5 strike. The limit order was what, 5.3, and expiration was 99 days. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I like this one. Alright, sounds good to me. LIT, lithium battery, yep. Any particular strike? No. I feel a pent-up demand to go out, spend stimulus. Don't do that. Just buy Bitcoin with it. Or buy... I don't even know how much it is though. You literally can use your stimulus and start running a wheel on solo. They was talking about Biden possibly overruling the moratorium on the battery import ban, so who knows, it would be in Biden's interest to overrule. STEM interest to overrule. Appreciate your work, thank you. Thanks, man, appreciate that. If you want to help setting up notifications and pop-up things for broadcasting production, let me know. Yeah, I mean, I think like I could probably just pay a subscription to this Streamlabs thing, and I think I could do that, but you know, we're just straight money here. Like, we just talk about money. We talk about how to make money and how not to lose money, and I don't really need any rainbows and stuff on the streams, you know. But hey, I guess it could be cool. Just let me know if you guys want to see some cool animations and rainbows, then I will get together with Sky and do that. Man, this one looks tempting, but one call contract is like 1/4 of my current Webull equity. Talking about the LAC. I know, that one does look pretty tempting. I hope it hits. Like, what's going on today? There ain't nothing hitting. Okay. I mean, it is what it is, guys. I'm not going to force any of these. You know? I really would like some of these to hit. My Soxel is up 6%. Good old Soxel. Probably means my SMH is killing it right now too. Let me check that out real quick. Oh yeah, 55%. That was like only a day or two, I think. I forgot when I filled that. Good stuff right there. I don't even want to tuck the profit at 15. Got 80 right now. You know, over on my Excel sheet that I post on my write-ups, I added the median profit loss closed on the top right. So you can take a look at on the current, the most current Journey to $1 million write-up. And then obviously the total profit closed, so that's not the unrealized. Like, if you're looking at these, it's all the unrealized. Like, if we took the profit of the SMH right now, it'd be $1,000. You know what I mean? And also, like, some of these cover calls, we could take that all day. Yeah, but we're not going to. We're not going to do that yet. But anyways, on my Excel, what I wanted to say was the realized profit and losses, actually. And so far, we're doing all right. It's like $1,400 since late January, beginning of February. So it's like 2 weeks almost. It's not that much, but again, I'm not doing so big. A lot of the cheaper positions because I want you guys to follow along with me, to be honest with you. Yeah, but I've got some big ones though. I got the Tesla call. That's like an $85,000 position. So don't get me wrong, I got some. Also the Apple leaps. I know you guys are following along, but I want all different account levels to be able to follow along. And I personally like the small ones because I can get a bunch of small ones. I just think that's probably better. But anyways, my realized profit and loss is totally, I don't even know what it would be. I'm not sure if this is actually accurate. Is that accurate? This can't be. Oh yeah, maybe it is because these apples are killing me right now. But that I'm not worried about. Yeah, maybe that is accurate. Off of my options. But nevertheless, that will go up a lot, I'm confident. And the median percentage that we're closing at, I added that in. That's what I wanted to tell you guys. So basically, it's not the average percent that we're making, but it's the median position of what we're closing for, so you can get a good idea of when I'm closing the positions. So currently it's 20%. So of course, like for example, the BABA I closed at 1 and 3% because I wanted to get out of it, just get the money back, put it in something else. But the median so far is 20%. So just give you guys an idea, because you guys always ask me that question of like, when do you know how to sell it? What do you usually sell it at? Can you enable DVR on the stream? Yeah. Let me figure that out. How do I do that? I didn't even know I could do that. Let me check. DVR. I cannot change it when I'm live. Okay. Remind me next time and I will do that, please. My bad. You guys can go back when we stop streaming, and we're almost done, guys. We've been at this for almost 2 hours and 45 minutes. But anyways, I'm glad we put this lithium thing in, and again, I'm not sure what's going on. I'm up almost 3% today. That's cool. We're getting closer to the $1 million, guys. I'll probably do something special for you guys once we hit that, because I really do appreciate the people here for me and supporting me at the beginning. Seriously. And hitting the like button really does help more than you realize. Hey, you guys probably realize how much it helps. Everybody talks about that on YouTube these days. But not just YouTube, but Twitter and everything. It really helps to smash the like, even on Twitter, on some of the pics. That would really help me out too. But again, I do appreciate you guys. So not really sure, these things are not really hitting today, but again, I don't force the things. I don't want to force them because I've done that before, and even I feel like the LAC, I didn't put it low enough. I only put it at 530, which currently that position is what? It is at 530 though. That one's going to fill soon. That's interesting. Anyways, that's going to be weird if it doesn't fill though. Anyways, we'll see. Probably it will. I'm going to have to keep my eye on that. Yep, going to have to keep my eye on that one. But anyways, guys, I do appreciate you. And we'll see what fills. When the markets close, I will post everything like I usually do, like what filled, what didn't fill, so you guys can kind of stay up to date on those things, especially if you're following along. I definitely need to look into that one. Actually, while I'm talking about that, maybe I can just look at another one, like the lead was a put moo. This one not even close though, I think. The DKNG vertical though. Or the Tesla. 60 cents. And my limit price was 250. Seriously? That's gone down a lot. Is Tesla going down or something? Not really, a little bit. It was my 1 day till expiration too. And it was on this one. Yeah. Because it's dropped. Well, that's why it's not hitting. But that's okay though. I'm gonna redo that right now. As a matter of fact, this one I'm just gonna cancel. Alright. So that one's canceled, and then we need to go back over to this. So it's at 810. So this is interesting. So I can sell the covered call for 850. I mean, it's still risky because I don't really want to get a sign, to be honest with you. Probably just do this one, 861, and I will sell it. But see, that's the problem is if it just pops back up today, then I would have just sold this for super cheap. So I don't think I really want to do that, guys, to be honest with you. But I might actually just put this one back. We do like an 870 for, it was 250 before. I might lower it to 2. I mean, it's not even worth it for me to get $60. The freaking 100 shares of Tesla is $80,000. It's just not really even worth it. But $200 is better than nothing. So if it hits 200, I'll do it. But I don't want to do one of these for 200 because that's way too close for me. I don't want to get signed because I'll get hit with all the capital gains. Anyways, this one I'm just going to go ahead and put back in at $2. Oops, don't want to buy that. I want to sell that. Alright. So we did it for that. ETH just broke 18. Yeah, ETH is going to push to 2,000. I bought some at 17. I had some buy orders. Actually, I think we talked about that, Sky. Yep. I bought some at 17 because Bitcoin was up like 26% this week, and ETH was only up like 15 when we were talking about that. So I was like, usually it catches back up. Usually they even out. Not always, but there's a good chance that they do, I think. So yeah, I think ETH is going to hit 2,000. But I wouldn't put so much money in it if it's on the way up, but I would put some limit orders around 17. I had another one at 1650. I need to check my coin stuff after this stream. There's a way to do it for free. Alright, I'm cool. Yeah, I have like Streamlabs and OBS. I can stream with those. I don't know anything really about this. I just... whatever. Draw my life, I'm telling you. I don't know about that. What's that? Yeah, like people draw. Yeah, I guess I could do that, but I don't have time for that. I'm not good at animations and stuff. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that you appreciate. That just makes me appreciate you even more. Yeah, crypto is usually nuts, though. Anyways, guys, I am probably going to hang it up for today. Not much going on. It's pretty chill right now. We're already up more than 3%. Hopefully it hangs on to that. We're pretty close. We're getting closer. I can feel it to our goal. Soxel's killing it, 77% now. Thank you. This is a good one. I like it. Never felt really nervous about this, and it just keeps going up. Oh, it's about to break this super trend. That's out of the dip. See, that's an interesting thing to look at. See, there's just so much I could talk about, guys. But the last thing is, this was the 3x. So when it dipped down right here, and it's almost recovered now. But if you look at the 1x version of this, it's already recovered more. So that's what you got to be careful on. Once the 3x goes down, it has to go back up even more than if you just had a 1x. Yeah, so that's the only thing you got to be careful of. But usually it's fine. Like, look, it's not that big of a difference. I'm not worried about it. And that was a pretty big dip too. That was a 247 down to a 226. That was a $50 dip. No, $20 dip. So that was like almost 10%. That was about a 10% sell off right there, right? Yeah. Anyways, guys, that's what you got to be careful for. So hopefully all you guys enjoyed this, and again, let me know if you enjoyed it. If you're making money, send me the screenshots of how much you're making. I'll put you on the wall of fame. Join the Discord. Give me some love on Twitter and Reddit. If I know there's a lot of people coming over from Reddit, so I do appreciate all of those things. And I post the daily write-ups on my website, prostockadvice.com/blog. And go ahead and put your email address in there so you can get the email notifications when a new one is out. And please, guys, subscribe to my YouTube because I really need 1,000 subs at least, and to be able to start running ads on these videos, which is all good, but it will happen very fast because we're going so fast as a community. It's the Pro Stock gang, and you know, we hang out in the Discord, so